everyone here in person today and everyone who is visiting our service from home. The UU Fellowship of Lake Norman, now known as Unitarians of Lake Norman, is an open and inclusive congregation. Our members walk diverse paths to find meaning and purpose, but we are all united by our belief in the inherent worth and dignity of all, and by our responsibility to express our faith through acts of justice and compassion. My name is Harvey Wigder. I've been an active member of the congregation for maybe 5 years, and I've enjoyed being part of this community. Today, Reverend Pat, that's Reverend Pat for those of you who don't know him, we'll talk about Lakota wisdom and how it calls us to be our best selves. I now invite Reverend Pat to offer words to open our service.
I want to add my words of welcome for Jesse and Alan and Magnolia and Audrey. And I want to tell you that Magnolia, even though she's in kindergarten, can read PAT. She told me what PAT spelled this morning. It was awesome. It was awesome. And I also want to welcome Lisa. Lisa is back with us for a second time. She lives in Lincolnton and did not know about the heart of the Carolina's heart of the UU Animal Ministry. Those words are not in the right order, but that's all in there. So we talked about building dog fences, Jim Price. Our opening words come from the back of a dump truck on Brookshire Freeway near downtown Charlotte. The message on the back of the truck was, "Do not push." Just in case you missed the point, Daddy used to say, "Never force anything." It is very Zen. One of the Zen masters is known to have said, "Be the water that flows around the rock and eventually wears it down."
Thank you, Pat.
You're welcome, Harvey.
Now, what happened?
Now for Spanish.
We like to explain each
Well, please join me in saying our chalice lighting words, which are in your order of service.
We light this flaming chalice to illuminate the world we see. In our search for truth, may we be just. In our search for justice, may we be loving. And in loving, may we find peace.
Autumn, you're on.
Hello. I'm Autumn Weathers. I do the Kids RE program. And in a moment, I will take the kids to their classroom. And we are following along with the tradition we started last week, that we're going to take along a candle that will be symbolically lit by our chalice here. It will connect our classroom, our worship, and our justice work to the worship taking place here in the sanctuary. When we get to our classroom today, we'll explore green energy. That is energy that comes from sources that are cleaner, make less pollution, and will last forever, such as the sun, wind, and water. We have learned that most of the energy we use comes from burning fossil fuels like coal, gas, and oil, which are the resources the earth will run out of someday. In the last couple of weeks, we've been making cards that we have out for one last time in the sanctuary. They're going to be collected and then dropped off at the vigil at Bank of America to help decrease the amount of fossil fuels that are being funded by Bank of America there.
And that's tomorrow, right?
Yes, the vigil's tomorrow. One important way that we can care for the interdependent web is to save energy. And so we will have a story about wind energy and a collaborative problem solving that happened on a Danish island of Samso, and we'll make our own wind turbines in the form of pinwheels. I would like to invite any of the grownups who may want to worship by doing to walk along with us and even stay a while this afternoon. So as we get ready to go, Ellery, you're our youth volunteer. Come forward and transfer the flame as we all sing Spirit of Life as printed in the order of service. Please stand if you're willing and able.
Teresa, you are so wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. I also want to acknowledge Quinn. Quinn's here almost every Sunday doing his thing, helping us broadcast to folks at home, folks in the wider world of the internet. And it means a lot, Quinn, because I almost always watch when I'm not here. And you do a great job. We really appreciate you. In fact, we're going to give you a round of applause. Our newsletter warning on today's service says that we'll spend time looking again at the world beyond the physical without assigning that worldview to any one religion. Unitarian Universalists like to see things from many points of view. Amen? There is a particular connection today between Jane Pope and Lakota wisdom, and she may talk about it during the talk back. And if she doesn't, corner her after the service and ask her connection. But Linda is wearing her Lakota skirt and her Lakota earrings from the Pine Ridge. It was not planned. It was not planned. We like those kind of things. Black Elk lived through 87 years of some of the worst of American history. A combatant at age 13 at the Battle of Little Bighorn, and later at Wounded Knee, he killed soldiers in the U.S. Cavalry. But unlike Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse, he is not remembered today for his involvement in the so-called Indian Wars, but rather as a Lakota, Oglala, Sioux holy man, and 2 books published of long interviews with him are considered among the most important spiritual books of the 20th century. He's a big deal. Consider this one quote, which has been reproduced many times as posters which hang on many walls and is found on the back of your order of service. The first piece, which is the most important, is that which comes within the souls of people when they realize their relationship, their oneness with the universe and all its powers. When they realize at the center of the universe dwells the Great Spirit, and that its center is really everywhere. It is within each of us. Center of the universe, Dick. Center of the universe. As much as Linda may deny it. You tell her next time you get in trouble, say, center of the universe, baby. Center of the universe. In recent weeks, I have worn y'all out with the mystical and the transcendent. We had quite a service on Easter with stories of answered prayers. I could quote many other sources of spirited wisdom beyond Black Elk, but I want to stay with him and this one quote for the entirety of our time together. One of my professors in seminary said, don't try to bring the whole load every Sunday. So in that spirit, I'm just talking today about Black Elk and the amazing book, Black Elk Speaks, which has been printed and distributed in many languages. It's been sold all over the world, millions of copies. How did a slight young teen of 13 end up on the killing fields of Little Bighorn? How did his vision carry him near to death at the age of 9 or 10? And how in his late 60s did he come to be interviewed by John Nehart at the end of a long, dusty road on the Pine Ridge Reservation, the poorest Indian reservation in the richest nation on the face of the earth? The contrasts are enormous. This is a long and complex journey, and we will get just a taste of it today. What do I hope you leave here with today, having taken it to heart? My brother Bill spoke at his church of Shelby Presbyterian last Sunday, and he said something I had never heard before. He said, when people listen to stories, they hear with their emotions. Isn't that extraordinary? When you listen to a story, you hear with your emotions. So take just a moment to ask yourself right now, what are you feeling? What emotions are you experiencing right here, right now? What's on top? Are you feeling confident, joyful, mad, sad, or glad? Your being here, being whatever you are to this congregation, makes me feel great. And that is particularly true of Jesse and Alan and Lisa, because they visited. Y'all be nice to them. I love being here. I love being here. And my heart is overflowing with unbridled enthusiasm for the task at hand. Maybe for some of you, not so much. So I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet right now as you check your own feelings, your own expectations for just a moment. You can even close your eyes if you want to. Center. What's going on right at the center? I know many of you use those few moments of silence to try to think of other people to invite to the auction this weekend. Isn't that right? Did I miss something there? Here is a feeling I really, really want you to feel. Oneness with everything. Oh dear. Oh my. That's a feeling? You're telling us we can feel a part of all we behold, all we imagine in the air, the ground, the sunlight, the starlight? Yes, I'm telling you, that's a feeling. And you can feel it, and when you do, you won't ever forget it, and you will work to get back to it as often as you can. That grass out there in the yard, that flower blooming down there at the base of that tree, the tree, oneness with everything. Listen again to Black Elk's words on the first piece, the most important piece. And I have to tell you, there's a woman editing my book down in Greensboro, and she called me on the phone about an hour ago, and she said, listen to this. And this is what she read to me. The first piece, which is the most important, is that which comes within the souls of people when they realize their relationship, their oneness with the universe and all its powers, and when they realize at the center of the universe dwells the Great Spirit, and that its center is really everywhere. It is within each of us. She was so excited when she called me on the phone. I said, that quote is in my sermon 3 times. She had no idea. Just like Linda's skirt. You had no idea. So take a deep breath of that. The center is right here. One of my college professors said, I am the center of the universe. And I said, oh, really, Dr. Crow? And he said, yes, I am. Because the universe is infinite in every direction. Therefore, I am the center. And so are you. Let me be very, very clear about one phrase in that quote. It uses Great Spirit. And those of us who have watched movies or TV shows or read books about Native people, we think Great Spirit is equivalent to the G word, G-O-D. It's not. That's not what the Lakota are talking about. It is actually, as I have said before, something which cannot be named. Something so large and beyond understanding that the Lakota term Wakan Tonkin actually means that which cannot be named. The great mystery which cannot be named. Right here, Dick. Right here. Center of the universe. Center of the universe. You with me?
Yeah.
Okay. That is the nth degree of the sacred beyond the sacred, that which cannot be named. Therefore, when Black Elk says it is at the center of the universe and adds it is everywhere, he is talking about how the whole is indicated in the parts. all life, all land, all sky, all water, all of it contains Wakan Tonkin, that which cannot be named. I have a huge, almost unimaginable challenge for you this afternoon. But before I lay down this challenge, I want you to again check in with your feelings. What are you feeling? Close your eyes if you need to, because this is a deeply personal question and one that might just make you wish I were not asking it. That's okay. Just close your eyes for a moment and check in with yourself. Are you distracted by some personal aggravation? Is somebody bugging you? Are you anxious? Has there been enough gun violence to make you a little nervous about walking into a crowded store? Are you happy, free, because you understand that whatever happens would likely have happened anyway, so you might as well row your boat gently down the stream? Close your eyes, and I will again be quiet for a moment or two. In just a moment, we will have a talk back, and I would love for some of you to share what you felt just now, because life truly is run by our feelings so much more than our thoughts. Here is the huge, almost unimaginable challenge. As we embrace oneness, as we embrace that all of life is connected, and the lie of separation causes most of our problems, here it comes. Can we like people we don't like? How's that for accent? Can we like people we don't like? Can we transcend what it is about them that makes us not like them? I had a coworker I did not like. She was a poor little rich girl. She'd gone to private schools and was a cheerleader at NC State, a cutie pie who shook her pom-poms in front of thousands at state football and basketball games. She was haughty and stuck up and clearly better than other people. I did not like her. But then another coworker was killed by a drunk driver. He was a massively wonderful guy. And when the two of us cried together to lose this dear friend, I realized we were part of the same family. We were kin at a deep level that had nothing to do with her private school education or shaking her haughty, stuck-up pom-poms. The lie of separation melted away, and she and I became one. Can you imagine doing that with someone you don't like? Can you imagine feeling empathy for someone who basically drives you crazy? This past Thursday, I met and spent an hour with Melissa McQueen Simmons, a member of our tribe, who does ministry out of the United Church of Christ. Very liberal, very brilliant, very much somebody who will be with us sometime in the next few months. She talked to me about empathy. She said, love is too easy to talk about. Oh, sure, I'm a loving person. What do you want to talk about now? But am I willing to feel empathy? Am I willing to walk in that other person's shoes, see things from their point of view, consider the other possibility that might be raised by feeling empathy? As I embrace the oneness that Black Elk found in his description of the piece that is the most important, can I learn to like people I don't like? This statement is attributed to Buddha on bumper stickers and bulletin boards, and at least once I saw it on the door of a gas cap on the person next to me pumping gas. It goes like this: resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. This life can already be challenging enough. Now that old preacher wants us to like people we don't like. He even dares to talk about the law of separation when he doesn't know pea turkey squat about me and my life. He has not suffered what I have suffered. He has not walked in my shoes. Maybe I don't feel one with the nameless walking Tonkin at the center of the universe, which does not feel like it is in my heart. Okay, let's talk about it. Please come to the microphone so the folks online can hear your reactions. Do you think it's possible to like people you don't like? Harvey and I are going to host the talk back, but the podium is available. Come to the podium if you would and talk back. Is it possible to like people you don't like?
In our current political times, it very much is.
Oh, man. Oh, Larry, I could kiss you right in the mouth. Thank you.
I love my sister, but if she was not my sister, I wouldn't talk to her. She has gone so far over the edge, Tea Party. And her husband's a disabled vet.
Mm-hmm.
And things that were happening,
That's
they're
crazy.
wanting to cut billions from the VA benefits
Right. Right.
to agree to the budget. Not a single penny for vets to improve their lives, just cuts.
Thank you, brother. Who else? Such a great example.
I'm going to say something wonderful about my wife. Her brother has been angry all his life, and he's vented a lot of his anger on her. Lately, he's been smoking all his life as well, and the consequence is the one you expect. He has cancer. My wife never was mad at him. She always wanted the family to be together, and now she's a support while he has cancer.
Okay, the question is, can we like the people we don't like? Well, I think we have to. It's imperative. It's not an opportunity. It's a mandatory. If we're going to be Unitarians, our first principle is to respect the worth and dignity of all beings. Well, if you respect their worth and dignity, you gotta sort of like them. So suck it up, people. I'm talking to me too.
Well, it says, Jim, that you have to respect them. It doesn't say you have to like them.
Oh, there's a debate breaking out.
Well, no, I don't want to debate it, but I just give you that.
You'll think of something in a few minutes.
Well, okay, you respect people until they prove they aren't worthy of their respect, I guess. But in general, we're called to respect the worth and dignity of all beings, I guess. And I guess I'll just leave it there.
Respect their right to be wrong.
There you go. There you go.
I have long carried with me, well, as long as I've known Pat, the words he spoke about how to regard the former guy. A lot of ink and voice has been wasted on cute, nasty things that people have said about him and his doings. Not Pat, the former guy, and finding fun ways to make fun of him. And I kind of divorced myself from that quite a while ago because it was just too tedious and it was not good for me. But Pat has taught me that if you forget about all the trappings, all the stuff that gets news media attention, and remember that poor little kid who was rejected and harassed by his father, who didn't have any close relationships, who was forced to be a bully, and then kind of took on the role with some enthusiasm. He didn't see any other way to go and didn't take it. It's a way to regard him without lapsing into nasty prose, and it's worked for me.
I could kiss you right in the mouth too, but I'd get in a lot of trouble.
I think all religions have love one another as one of their basic tenets. And this is pretty much along the lines of what I say, not what I do. But I have a neighbor that I disagree with on 99% of things. But I try to remember that she likes dogs and she helps to promote people adopting homeless animals. So if I hang on to that one little bit, I can be kind to her and respect that bit of her and our shared humanity.
Awesome. Awesome.
I share Larry's situation with my only sibling, so I do appreciate that. But one of the ways that I deal with it is to draw a sharp distinction between acceptance and agreement, and keep those camps very distinct. There is no overlap, and I demand the respect that I give, and I think I get it from her. So that's just my way of dealing with it. I don't know about the term like. I don't know how to define like. I deal with acceptance, not liking.
It's powerful. Acceptance is powerful. Step in the right direction.
This is not what he was talking about. But my 4-year-old granddaughter, about twice a week, looks me sternly in the eye and says, "I don't love you, Grandma." What a painful thing to hear. And how can you do that? And then it occurred to me that every time she did this, it was because she wasn't getting her way.
Exactly.
That I was standing in the way of what she wanted to do, and I was daring to say no. So she did not love Grandma the dictator. And what came out as a hateful remark was her way of expressing her pain that she didn't have full agency of her life. And it doesn't make it a lot less hurtful, but it does help me to understand. And I think that a lot of that goes on with adults. You know, a lot of the people that say the most hurtful things and act in the most hurtful ways are on some level afraid, feel like they're out of control, or the world is out of control, or society is out of control. So maybe that's a good thing to keep in mind.
Thanks. Anybody else? Thank you all so much.
This fellowship, well,
You got the musical reflection.
And that's not the reason
yes. We now have Teresa and our musical reflection.
So I will reflect on how I chose this song. And and I was thinking Native American wisdom and Earth Day. So two of my choices have to do with the earth. And I guess we can think of it as loving ourselves, loving each other, and loving the earth that is part of us and of which we're a part. Ancient Mother, I hear you calling. Ancient Mother, I hear your song. Ancient Mother, I feel your laughter. Ancient Mother, I taste your tears. Ancient Mother, I hear you calling. Ancient Mother, I hear your song. Ancient Mother, I feel your laughter. Ancient Mother, I taste your tears. I taste your tears.
This fellowship is important to all of us. The contributions we make today allow us to sustain and grow our congregation and to reach out to our community, both nearby and in the larger world. Your giving affirms our commitment to each other and to the community. With grateful hearts, we receive these gifts. May they encourage us to live lives of integrity, compassion, and peace. Our closing song today is 1073 in the Teal Songbook. The Earth is Our Mother. Please stand as you are able and willing.
Repeat after me if you wish, please. The earth is our mother. We must take care of her.
mother. The earth is our mother. We must take care of her. The earth is our mother. We must take care of her. Your turn. The earth is our mother. We must take care of her. Now then we sing together. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yana, yan. 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 What I want to try to do, or what we're going to do, is divide into parts, and we'll get started with hey, yana, ho, yana, with this side. And you'll get started, and Pat's going to help lead you.
This side.
Yeah, just come over to this side. Thank you. Pat will help lead you, and you'll be going, and then I'll bring you all in on the verse. So, hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yana, yan. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yana, yan. The earth is our mother. We must take care of her. The earth is our mother. We must take care of her. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yana, hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, and they'll keep doing that. We'll come in on the second verse, and then you'll follow on the second verse. So we're going to start on hey, yana. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yana, yan. Hey, just keep doing that first. Second verse. Her sacred ground we walk upon. With every step we take, her sacred ground we walk upon. With every step we take. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yana, yan. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yana, yan. You keep doing that. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yana, yan. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yana, yan. The earth is our mother. She will take care of us. Hey, is our father. He will take care of us. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yana, yan. The sea is our sister. We will take care of her. The sea is our sister. We will take care of her. The sea is our sister. We will take care of her. The sea is our sister. We will take care of her. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yana, take care of. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yana. The forest is our brother. We will take care of him. The forest is our brother. We will take care of him. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yana, yan. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yana, yan. Softer. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yana, yan. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yana, yan. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yana, yan.
You skipped the announcements. Just wanted to mention the auction.
We have some announcements. We have an informal dinner after the service. So if anyone is wanting to have dinner with some of our congregants, it will be,
We're going to the fusion, Asian fusion and Cornelius.
and a Tuesday, if you want to go to the movies, what are we going to see this week?
Somewhere in Queens,
Somewhere in Queens. Where are you going to see it?
Birkdale, 3:30.
All right. And we go out and have some snacks afterwards?
Absolutely.
And you see where the next build is in the order of service. And last and most important, the auction is next week. We need people there. So dig deep and make your final invitations or reminders to people you invited. Tell them what a good time everybody has. Tell them there's booze that they can buy, and tell them dinner is free. And they don't have to buy anything if they don't want to. Now, we're going to have closing words. And who's going to do them, Pat?
You want to do them?
No. That's a little-
Okay, okay. I thought you wanted to do it.
No.
Our closing words are the same as our opening words. On the back of a dump truck on Brookshire, do not push.
Please say with me the words in the order of service as I extinguish the chalice. We
Extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again.
Go out and invite people to the auction.
There's a fire. Nice going. Training on how to be